We're here today with Congressman Christopher Murphy at the DNC from the 5th District of Connecticut. And I'm here on behalf of USINPAC, and I would like to thank you for giving us your time today to answer a few questions.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, first question here is, what do you think about the current state of U.S.-India relations?
Well, India is one of our strongest allies in the world, both from an economic standpoint and from a security standpoint. And we need to be doing everything possible to strengthen that relationship. We know about the amazing contributions that Indian immigrants to this country have made. 40% of Indian immigrants, Indian Americans, have master's degrees and doctorates. Our hospitals function today. Our biotech firms prosper today because of the contributions of Indian Americans. They are proof positive of the importance of this relationship, and the bilateral component of that relationship needs to be stronger as we move forward.
Okay, so what would you like to see happen from a strategic point of view with the relationship?
Well, I was really pleased to see President Obama lead a high-profile trade delegation to India. And though the impression in Connecticut and around this country is that jobs flow one way from the United States to India, that's simply not true if we continue to invest in the two-way nature of this relationship. As the middle class in India grows, as we help the middle class in India grow, there are going to be more and more opportunities for U.S. companies to export. And so I'm very hopeful for the future growth of the Indian economy, not just for the Indian people, but because that ultimately is going to mean that we can do a lot more exporting than we do today from U.S. companies. That's really the future of the strength of this relationship to the American economy.
You're absolutely right, the connection there. And and also, the United States, just like India, is a victim of terrorism. So what are your recommendations to jointly solve this problem?
Well, there's no solution to global terrorism that lies within one country. We need to have a integrated relationship with India and so many of our other partners around the globe, so that we're sharing information, so that we're tracking some of the most dangerous people in the world as they move from nation to nation, from region to region, plotting attacks against either the United States or against India. We know, frankly, that the mountainous regions of Pakistan and Afghanistan house individuals that are both plotting vicious and violent attacks against America and against India. And so our security relationship is at the top of the list as we work jointly to try to make sure that these people don't attack us again.
I completely agree with you, Congressman. And on another note, have you been to India before?
I haven't. I'm looking forward to making the trip sometime very soon. I have a very strong Indian American community which is constantly prodding me to schedule that trip, so I hope to be able to do it.
Sure thing. So on the record, you do plan to visit India?
I don't have plans today, so I hope to visit. So, but okay. I certainly don't have the plane ticket.
Okay. Well, we definitely encourage you to do so.
Great.
Okay. So, have you attended Indian American events in your local community?
Yeah, I'm lucky to have a very strong Indian American community in my district and in Connecticut, and we've held joint events where the community has been able to get together in both small settings and large settings with me and my staff, so that we can talk about better ways for our office to serve the community on immigration matters, for instance, but also to hear from them on their struggles here in the United States, and also their views on American foreign policy towards India and the region. So we try to get together on a somewhat regular basis with that community, whether it be formal or informal means, to have that conversation.
So as you know, the Indian community comprises of many immigrants, and President Obama is discussing bringing a comprehensive immigration reform bill to Congress. What are your views on this?
Well, I think our inability to pass an immigration reform bill in Congress is one of the great stains on this nation. Our history as a nation, the strength of our people is rooted in immigration, rooted in people coming here from all different places throughout the globe and retaining a piece of their original ethnic character while assimilating into this great new nation. I want to see a comprehensive immigration reform bill that both treats fairly those who are here today without documentation, but also recognizes that we need to have a much more efficient and quicker pathway to legal immigration for those who want to come here anew and those who want to bring their loved ones here. It also makes absolutely no sense that we bring millions of foreign students to this nation, educate them in our schools, and then don't allow them to stay. That's just a bad financial investment, and I'd like to see us take a very different perspective on what happens to foreign students once they receive their degree here in the United States. I'd like to see more of them stay here and contribute to our domestic economy.
Yeah, and this sort of relates to what I just asked you, and sort of what you had touched on earlier. But see small businesses being the engine of growth and innovation in America, and there are a disproportionately high number of small businesses in high tech, biotech, renewable energy, etc., that have a large Indian presence. Given the tenacious economic climates, what steps is Congress taking or should be taking to protect the interests of these small businesses?
Well, right across the street from our office in New Britain, Connecticut, is a small grocery store owned by Indian American. Right next to him is a restaurant that a lot of people in downtown frequent, owned by an Indian American. Our downtown, in one of the most central cities in my district, wouldn't exist if it wasn't for some of the seminal contributions of Indian American small businessmen. What they tell me they want is not necessarily another tax break or another break on a regulation. They want more customers. They want more people walking in their doors who are going to buy their products. So, my focus is on policies that are going to put money in the pockets of people in the middle class. Those consumers are going to be the things and the force that rebuilds the Indian American-owned small businesses and all the other small businesses in our downtowns throughout Connecticut.
So, thank you so much for being here today. So, from the USINPAC, what's the message that you would have for us?
Well, that I'm lucky to have this great relationship with Indian Americans in my district, but I want more of the community to come to my meetings. I want communities in districts where they don't have that kind of relationship with their congressman to reach out. This is one of our most important bilateral relationships, and it's only strengthened by members of the American Indian community reaching out to their members of Congress. I've learned a lot about India and about the struggles and successes faced by Indian American immigrants to the United States through these conversations. And my hope is that my constituents will step up to the plate and continue to support this conversation, and that we'll see more like this, more dialogues like this in other districts as well.
Absolutely, and that's a focal point of USINPAC, to get more people involved. So finally, I guess you kind of did this already, but do you have a final brief message for the Indian American community in your constituents?
Well, I think it'd just be that. I just ask them to get involved, to understand that I'm a new member of Congress, a new member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I feel like I'm a sponge for information, and so I do hope that people will understand that we have a wide open door for people who want to get involved in our office and who want to help provide us with input.
Thank you so much.
Great, thank you for having me.